Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Slow English channel, where we speak English slowly, clearly, and naturally, so you can feel calm, confident, and ready to speak with us. I'm Daisy from London.
And hello, everyone. I am Peter, joining you all the way from New York City. It is great to be here with you, Daisy.
It is lovely to have you here, Peter. Welcome to London. How was your flight?
It was long, but it was good. I watched 3 movies and slept for a few hours, but I am very happy to be on the ground now. The weather here is, well, it is very British. It is raining.
Yes, that is London for you. We like to talk about the weather because it changes so often. But inside the studio, it is warm and dry. Today, Peter and I have a very special topic to discuss. It is a topic that can change the way you learn English.
That sounds very exciting. What is the secret? Is it a magic pill?
I wish it were a magic pill, but no, it is a method. It is a simple habit. Today, we are talking about reading 1 page daily.
1 page? Just 1 page?
Just 1 page.
That sounds almost too easy. Usually, teachers tell students to read a whole chapter or read a whole book. Why do you suggest only 1 page?
That is a great question, and that is exactly why we are here today. We want to talk about why less is more. Peter, when you try to learn something new, like a new sport or a new hobby, do you try to do everything on the first day?
I used to. When I tried to learn to play the guitar, I practiced for 4 hours on the first day.
And what happened on the second day?
My fingers hurt, my back hurt, and I was tired. So I did not practice on the second day, or the third day. Actually, I stopped playing the guitar completely.
Yes, exactly. This is what happens to many English learners. They feel motivated. They say, I will read 20 pages of this English novel today. They sit down, they open the book, they start reading. But it is hard. There are many new words. They get tired. Their brain feels heavy.
We call that burnout in America. When you work too hard, too fast, and you lose all your energy, you burn out.
Yes, burnout is a big problem. So the 1 page daily method is the solution to burnout. If you read only 1 page, it takes maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Everyone has 5 or 10 minutes, right?
Even busy people in New York have 5 minutes. I can read 1 page while I drink my coffee in the morning. I can read 1 page while I wait for the subway train.
Precisely. It's about building a habit. A habit is something you do every day automatically, like brushing your teeth. You do not think about brushing your teeth. You just do it. We want reading English to be like brushing your teeth.
I like that comparison. But Daisy, let's talk about the content. What should our listeners read? If I pick up a book on advanced physics or a very old book by Shakespeare, 1 page might take me an hour.
You are very right. Choosing the right book is very important. If the book is too hard, you will feel frustrated. Frustrated means you feel a little angry and helpless because you cannot do what you want to do.
Nobody likes feeling frustrated.
No. So you must choose a book that is at your level, or even better, a book that is slightly below your level.
Below my level? Why? If I want to improve, shouldn't I choose something hard?
That is a common mistake. If you want to read for pleasure, and if you want to read every day, it must be enjoyable. If you have to look up every single word in the dictionary, it is not reading, it is studying. Studying is hard work. Reading should be fun.
I see. So you want the experience to be smooth. You want the reader to understand the story, not just struggle with the vocabulary.
Yes, I suggest graded readers. Have you heard of these, Peter?
Yes, I have. Graded readers are books written specifically for language learners. They use simple grammar and a limited vocabulary list. They're ranked by levels like A1, A2, B1, and so on.
Exactly. If you are a beginner, you can read a Level 1 book. The story might be a famous story, like Sherlock Holmes or Dracula, but the language is simplified. It is made easy.
So if I read one page of a graded reader, I might understand 90% of the words.
Yes, and that's a good feeling. When you understand, you feel confident. You think, wow, I'm reading a book in English. That feeling is fuel. It gives you energy to read the next page tomorrow.
I agree. Confidence is key. But what if our listeners think graded readers are boring? What if they want to read something real?
Then they should read something real, but they must keep it short. For example, read one news article, but not a complex political article, maybe a story about culture or travel, or read a blog post.
Blogs are great. The language in blogs is usually conversational. It's the kind of English people actually speak. It's not formal like a textbook.
That is true, and often blogs are written in short paragraphs. This makes them easy to read visually. It does not look like a wall of text.
Visuals are important. When I see a page with tiny text and no breaks, I feel tired before I even start.
Me too. So let's go back to the method. You wake up, you have your coffee or tea, you have your book. You open it to the bookmark, you read one page. What should you do while you read? Should you read out loud or should you read silently in your head?
What do you think, Daisy? As an American guest, what's your perspective? Well, in New York, if you read out loud on the subway, people might look at you strangely. But if you're at home, I think reading out loud is fantastic
Why is it fantastic?
because it connects your eyes to your mouth. You see the word and you have to produce the sound. It helps your muscles, your mouth muscles, practice English shapes. American English has some strong sounds like the R sound, car, park.
Yes, your R's are very strong. In London, we are softer. We say car, park.
See? That's why reading out loud is good. If you're learning British English, you can practice your soft R's. If you're learning American English, you can practice the hard R's. You can hear your own voice.
I agree completely. Reading out loud also slows you down. When we read silently, sometimes we skip words, we rush, we want to get to the end. But when you speak the words, you cannot skip. You have to say every the, a, and of.
It forces you to notice the grammar. You notice the little connecting words.
Yes. Now, what about vocabulary? When our listeners find a new word on this one page, what should they do? Should they stop and grab the dictionary immediately?
That's a tricky question. If I stop for every new word, I lose the flow of the story. I forget what happened in the previous sentence.
Exactly. If you stop 5 times in one sentence, you become a robot. You are decoding, not reading. So what is the strategy? I recommend the guess and go strategy. When you see a new word, look at the sentence. Look at the context. Can you guess what it means? Is it a good thing, a bad thing, an action, an object?
Let's give an example. Imagine the sentence is, "The man was furious because his car was stolen." Imagine I don't know the word furious.
Okay, the man was furious because his car was stolen. Well, how would you feel if your car was stolen?
I would feel very angry. I would be upset.
So furious probably means very angry. You guessed it. You don't need a dictionary. You understand the feeling. So you just keep reading. Guess and go.
That's very helpful. But what if the word keeps appearing? What if I see furious 5 times on the page?
If a word appears many times, it is an important word. It is a key word. In that case, after you finish the page, only after you finish, you can look it up.
I like that rule. Finish the page first, then check the dictionary.
Yes, it keeps the reading smooth. And here's another tip. Keep a small notebook, a word journal.
A word journal. I like the sound of that.
When you finish your one page for the day, choose just one word, only one, the most interesting word, or the most useful word you found, and write it in your journal.
Just one word a day?
Yes. Again, we want to avoid burnout. If you write a list of 20 words, you will never study them. But one word? That's easy. In 1 year, you will have 365 new words.
And 365 words is a lot. That's a strong vocabulary foundation.
It is. And because you found the word in a story, you remember it better. You remember the context. You remember, furious. That was how the man felt about his car. It sticks in your brain.
Context is everything. Learning lists of words is boring. Learning words in stories is natural.
So, Peter, let's talk about the time of day. Does it matter when our listeners read?
I think it depends on the person. Some people are morning larks. They wake up with energy. Their brains are fresh. For them, reading in the morning is best.
Morning lark. That is a lovely phrase. A lark is a bird that sings in the morning. And what is the opposite?
The opposite is a night owl. An owl is a bird that is awake at night. Night owls have energy in the evening. Maybe they should read their one page before bed.
Reading before bed is a nice way to relax. It is better than looking at your phone. The blue light from the phone can hurt your sleep. But a paper book? That is calming.
What about digital books, e-readers, or tablets? Many people use them now.
That is fine too. An e-reader is very convenient. You can carry 1,000 books in your pocket. And many e-readers have a built-in dictionary. You can tap the word and see the meaning. That is very helpful.
It is, but I must say I love the smell of a real paper book. There is something special about turning the page.
I agree. I'm a bit old-fashioned. I like paper books. I like to see how much I have read. But for our one-page daily challenge, the format does not matter. Paper, phone, tablet, computer, the only thing that matters is consistency.
Consistency. That's a big word. Let's break it down.
Consistency means doing it again and again, not giving up. If you read one page on Monday, you must read one page on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday.
What happens if I miss a day? Let's say on Friday I have a party. I get home late, I forget to read. Did I fail?
No, you did not fail. You are human. Life happens. If you miss Friday, do not worry. Do not punish yourself. Just read on Saturday.
Should I read 2 pages on Saturday to catch up?
You can, but you do not have to. The most important thing is to not stop completely. Some people think, "Oh, I missed one day. I ruined my streak. I will just quit." That is the danger.
Right. It's better to miss one day and start again than to quit forever.
Exactly. Be kind to yourself. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint.
A marathon is a very long run. A sprint is a short, fast run.
Yes, slow and steady wins the race, just like the tortoise and the hare.
That's a famous fable. The turtle beats the fast rabbit.
Because the turtle never stopped walking. He was consistent.
Daisy, I want to ask about fiction versus nonfiction. Do you have a preference for English learners?
Fiction means stories that are not real. Novels, fantasy, romance. Nonfiction means facts. Biographies, history, science, news.
Right.
I think fiction is often better for beginners.
Why is that?
Because stories have a structure, they have characters. We want to know what happens next. Will the boy kiss the girl? Will the detective catch the thief? This curiosity pulls us forward. We want to turn the page.
That's true. With a history book, sometimes it's just dates and facts. It can be dry.
Dry means boring or not exciting. Yes. However, if you love history in your own language, you might love it in English too. If you love cooking, read a cookbook in English. Read a recipe.
A recipe is a great idea. 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, mix the bowl. That is reading.
It certainly is. And then you get a cake at the end. That is a very good reward for reading.
The best reward.
Let's talk about the environment. Where should you read?
I think you need a quiet place. If the television is on and the radio is on and the dog is barking, it's hard to focus.
Yes, try to find a quiet corner, maybe a comfortable chair. Make it a ritual.
A ritual?
A special ceremony. Maybe you make a cup of tea, you sit in your favorite chair, you turn on a small lamp, you open your book. Your brain learns that this setup means English time.
That signals the brain to focus.
Yes, and because it's only 1 page, it's only 5 minutes. You can tell your family, please, give me 5 minutes. I'm doing my English practice.
Most families will respect that. They will be proud of you.
Daisy, have you ever tried to read a book in another language?
Yes, I tried to learn Spanish a few years ago. I bought a copy of Harry Potter in Spanish.
Oh, Harry Potter is a popular choice because many people know the story already.
Exactly. I knew the story in English, so when I read it in Spanish, I wasn't lost. Even if I didn't know a word, I knew what was happening. Oh, Harry is catching the snitch.
That is a wonderful tip. Reading a book you have already read in your native language. It takes away the fear. You already know the plot. You can focus on the language.
It helped me a lot, but I will admit I did not do 1 page a day. I did 10 pages one day, then 0 pages for a week.
Ah, you see? You were not consistent.
I was not, and that is why my Spanish is, well, not very good.
It is never too late to start again, Peter. 1 page a day.
Maybe I'll start tonight.
You should. Now, I want to address a question we often get. Listeners ask, does reading help my speaking?
That's a very common question. Reading is input. Speaking is output. They are different skills.
They are different, but they are connected. Reading gives you the ingredients for speaking.
Ingredients? Like for a cake?
Yes, the words, the grammar structures, the phrases, these are the ingredients. When you read, you are putting these ingredients into your pantry, into your brain.
And when you speak, you take the ingredients out and cook with them.
Exactly. If your pantry is empty, you cannot cook. If you do not read or listen, you have no words to speak. Reading builds your passive vocabulary.
Passive vocabulary means words you understand but maybe don't use yet.
Yes, but the more you see them, the more familiar they become. Eventually, they move from passive to active. One day, you will be speaking and a word will just pop out of your mouth. You will think, where did that word come from? It came from your reading.
That is a magical moment when the brain surprises you.
It is. Also, reading shows you correct grammar naturally. You see the patterns. You see how sentences are built. After reading 100 pages, you start to feel what is right.
You develop an intuition. You don't have to think about the grammar rules. You just know this sounds right or this sounds wrong.
Yes, just like native speakers, we do not think about grammar rules when we speak, we just know how it sounds. Reading gives you that instinct.
So reading one page a day helps your vocabulary, your grammar, and eventually your speaking. It's a complete workout.
It is, and it's a calm workout. It's not stressful.
I want to talk about skimming versus scanning versus detailed reading.
Good terms. Can you explain them?
Skimming is when you look over the text very quickly to get the main idea. You don't read every word. You just look at the headings and the first sentences.
And scanning?
Scanning is when you look for specific information, like looking for a name or a date. You are hunting for something.
And detailed reading?
Detailed reading is reading every word carefully to understand everything.
For the one-page daily method, which one do you recommend?
I recommend detailed reading, but relaxed detailed reading. Because it is only one page, you have the time to look at every sentence. You don't need to rush. Skimming is for busy people reading the news, but for learning English, take your time. Taste the words.
Taste the words. That is poetic, Peter.
Thank you, Daisy. I am feeling inspired by London.
I'm glad. Another thing to consider is audiobooks. Some people like to listen and read at the same time.
Oh, that is a power move. Listening to the audio while looking at the text.
It is excellent for pronunciation. You see the word night with a K, you might want to say knight, but then you hear the actor say night, and you learn, the K is silent.
English has so many silent letters. It is very confusing.
It is knife, comb, island. Reading and listening together solves this mystery.
So if you can find the audio version of your book, play it. Read along. It keeps you moving at a steady speed, too.
Yes, the actor does not stop, so you have to keep up. It forces your eyes to move.
But remember, if you do this, choose a slow audio. If the speaker is too fast, you will get lost.
The Slow English channel is a good place to practice listening, of course.
Of course, the best place.
So, let's summarize our plan for our listeners. We want to make this very clear.
Step 1. Choose a book. A graded reader, a children's book, or a simple blog. Something you enjoy. Something that is not too hard.
Step 2. Set a time. Morning, lunch break, or before bed.
Step 3. Read exactly one page. Not half a page, not 5 pages, just one.
Step 4. Read carefully. Try to guess new words from context. Read out loud if you can.
Step 5. Write down one new word in your word journal.
Step 6. Repeat tomorrow.
It sounds so simple.
It is simple, but simple things are not always easy. The hard part is doing it every day.
To help with that, maybe our listeners can find a reading buddy.
A reading buddy?
Yes, a friend who is also learning English. You can text each other. I read my page today. Did you?
That's brilliant. Accountability. If you know your friend is waiting for your text, you'll do it.
You can even read the same book. Then you can talk about it. I did not like the main character today. He was rude.
Now you are having a conversation in English about the book. That is advanced learning.
It turns a solitary activity into a social activity.
Peter, do you have any book recommendations for beginners? Just general genres.
I think detective stories are great. Agatha Christie, for example. Her language is usually quite clear, and the mysteries keep you interested. There are many graded reader versions of her books.
Excellent choice. I also recommend Charlotte's Web. It's a children's book, but it's beautiful. It's about a pig and a spider. The themes are friendship and life. The English is perfect.
Charlotte's Web is a classic. Or maybe The Little Prince.
The Little Prince is translated from French, but the English versions are lovely. It's very philosophical, yet simple.
And for those who like nonfiction?
Biographies of famous people are good. Who Was is a famous series of books. Who Was Albert Einstein? Who Was Steve Jobs? They're written for younger readers, so the English is accessible, but the facts are interesting for adults.
That is a great tip. You learn about history and English at the same time.
We are coming to the end of our episode, Peter. Do you have any final words of encouragement for our brave listeners?
I do. I want to say, trust the process. You might not feel different after one day. You might not feel different after 1 week. But after 1 month, you will look back and see how far you have come. You will have read 30 pages. That's a whole chapter.
And after a year, you will have read 365 pages. That's a whole book. Imagine holding a book in your hands and saying, I read this entire book in English.
That is a massive achievement. It's something to be proud of.
So, don't focus on the mountain. Focus on the single step, the single page.
1 page, 1 day at a time.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Peter. Your insights were wonderful.
Thank you, Daisy. It was a pleasure to be here in rainy London. I hope the sun comes out later.
We can hope, but don't hold your breath.
I will just read my book and wait.
That's the spirit.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep reading.
Yes, thank you for listening. Remember, slow and steady. You can do this. We believe in you. If you enjoyed this episode and want to practice your listening every week, please make sure you subscribe to Slow English channel. Goodbye.